Today's broadcast is brought to you by Code 4. They're a full-service agency in Huntington Beach with over a decade of experience in pretty much everything, including 5 main divisions. Code 4, aiming to deliver solution-based results for their clients and brands, as Grant Kelly steps up on the podium and takes over for the Titans here in the top half of the 4th inning. BYU bringing 8, 9, and 1 to the dish. Joshua Cowden will lead things off. Walked in his first at-bat. Grant Kelly, guy coming off of an injury who's trying to get things going, this being his 3rd appearance of his season here in what is his freshman campaign. Gave up a couple of runs in the 3rd inning in last week's midweek against San Diego. Those were the last 2 runs that San Diego got across, and the Titans clawed back from a 5-run deficit over the next 6 innings to win that game. Kienan Dixon, Mike Martinez, here with you on ESPN Plus as we get set for the top of the 4th. Joshua Cowden lifts this one high into shallow right field. Jackson Lyon giving chase, and it drops in front of him and in front of a sliding Jack Haley.
Couple of those already for BYU. They found the left field line, they found the right field line, and Joshua Cowden finds space just inside the right field line there for their 6th hit. Give you the couple of the ex-guys warming up in the pen. For the Titans, it's Wyatt Johnson. For BYU, it's 23 Peyton Cole.
And at the dish, it's Colin Reuter, freshman catcher. Olive Branch, Mississippi. Another one of those Mississippi guys on this BYU team.
And we have Oxford with Ozzie Pratt. Isn't that where Ole Miss is, in Oxford?
It is. One of the top teams in the country, Ole Miss.
That's the conference where the Tennessee guy threw the 105.
It is, SEC, yeah.
Living at 103 over the weekend.
A 1 pitch misses away. Ehrman tries to back pick down at first.
4 straight innings that BYU has had the leadoff man on. 3 times on hits, 1 time on a wild pitch, strike 3.
And twice those guys have scored. Colin Reuter went to the same high school as Ozzie Pratt. High school teammates, both now freshmen here at BYU. That one misses away, 2-1. Ozzie Pratt in the on-deck circle. 1 for 2 with a leadoff base hit to start the game and the first run of the game. 2-1 count here with nobody out. Kelly working from the stretch, kicks and misses away. And for Grant Kelly, he gave up a few base hits last week. Gave up some solid contact against San Diego. They got 2 runs across. He appeared for an inning of work last week and then appeared for an inning of work the week before against USC as he continues to work himself back into this rotation and back from injury as it's ball 4 to Colin Reuter.
Number 5, Ozzie Pratt.
Ozzie Pratt comes up. Freshman second baseman, making his 3rd plate appearance of the day. Tries to bunt one to move over the runners and misses 0-1. Pratt extended his hitting streak to 8 games with that leadoff base hit back in the 1st inning and extended his on-base streak to 11. He was 5 for 15 over the weekend up in San Francisco. Joshua Cowden tempting Grant Kelly and trying to throw him off his rhythm a little bit. As Cole Ehrman steps out to put a play on for the Titans. These defensive sets are so important to games as the corners move in. Zach Liu and Brendan Bobo standing at the cut of the infield grass. 0-1 count. Breaking pitch. That's a tough one for Pratt to handle, and strike two.
Yeah, defense of that ball, that breaking ball is coming right at him. He turns the bat. They always talk about the bat angle. He was kind of defending himself there. The bat head's facing the Titan dugout. There's almost no way that bunt goes fair.
Throwing it high and in on Pratt. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Back foot slider, and it hits him on the back foot. So you're aiming for it, but end up hitting him, and now a couple of free passes issued by Grant Kelly, and there's bases loaded with nobody out.
I don't know how he painted himself into trouble, although last week USD was kind of knocking hits off him before he came back and got the last two guys to finish off the inning. And have to bear down, get a ground ball, maybe a strikeout here, but he's tough spot in the order here to get into this type of trouble.
So it brings up Brock Watkins, shortstop for the Cougars. Looks at a pitch on the outside part. That just misses away. Brandon Butler not giving that call on the outside part. Watkins 0 for 2 with a strikeout in the first. As bases loaded and nobody out. Chance to lick his chops and go up there and make something happen as Zach Liu and Brendan Bobo come together to have a conversation with Grant Kelly. Not the start you want to see from Kelly here in this inning.
A lot of depth, almost too much on the breaking pitch, starting up, getting down in a hurry. Might have to come back to something more traditional.
And one of the harder things for a pitcher to do, especially coming back from injury late in the season, is to get consistency on the location with that breaking pitch. Right now, Kelly is still trying to find that. 2-0 count. Kind
of overthrew a fastball there. He's thinking about it a little bit.
Mentioned it with Samuel Gomez in the first inning, similar situation. Here's the 3-0. That one misses away, and it's a run walked in for the Cougars.
Another bases loaded walk. That's our third of the game. 2 BYU runs scoring on bases loaded walks as they've now tied the score.
And it's a 4-pitch walk, so it'll draw a meeting at the mound.
Belo coming out again. Usually Dietrich was kind of doing that, but today we talked to Neil Walton as instead of Dietz today, so that was a little bit different. Sometimes shaking it up a little bit, and that's good. That's good for all the coaches. It gives Neil a chance to get used to talking, in that type of setting with TV people. I mean, not us as TV people, but
we're normal.
We're just normal people. And then Belo getting out and handling the pitching visits right now. That's good. I'd imagine Dietrich's one of those guys that really understands what assistant. I mean, he just came from being an assistant, so any added responsibility helps prepare these guys for their next job, which could be a head job. Probably going to get Wyatt Johnson. See, also, Pulaski's got to kind of deal with the umpire, Brandon Butler. Hey, okay, are you making a decision or not? Like, all right, hold on, fella.
Titans were trying to get Wyatt Johnson a few extra pitches. They do, as he makes a jog in from the left field bullpen. We'll take a break here on ESPN Plus. Titans staring at a bases loaded, nobody out situation. So Wyatt Johnson will take over on the bump for Grant Kelly. Kelly giving up 1 run on a couple of walks, 1 base hit, and a batter hit by a pitch. He's responsible for the 3 guys still out there on base. Wyatt Johnson, the 6'2" sophomore out of Buena Park. Local kid. Last pitched on Sunday at Hawaii. Went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits and 1 run, and struck out 1 in that 17-3 blowout loss. So Johnson inherits a difficult situation. Bases loaded, nobody out, and Mitch McIntyre coming up for BYU.
There's just no hiding for the Titan pitchers, and as a coach, there's no way to coddle them in any way. They have to go out there and they have to get it done. If they have a bad one, they got to come out, try to learn something from the last time, and get out there. And Wyatt Johnson coming back just a couple days after being part of the the effort that got kind of torched the other night, and everyone gave up runs. He's got to come back, and let's see if he can get a few outs here.
So Johnson will face McIntyre, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI base hit and a strikeout. It's the first pitch in there for a strike. Kelly, in his 3rd appearance of the season, struggled, as he has in his first 2. Johnson working from the stretch, steps off and takes a breath here.
You know, you don't have to really play at a high level or throw the ball at a high level to know kind of, because your eyes will tell you a lot about what a guy's thinking when he's throwing the ball. And you can tell by the way the pitches are finishing. It's a little subtleties of his mechanics. Does he really believe in the pitch? And in situations like this, it really comes out. You know, guys, okay, in certain counts, you can tell, okay, I don't really want to throw it in there. I don't want to get burned. I don't want to get torched.
This one's lifted well into center field. Carter White going back at the track, makes a jumping attempt, and it hits the base of the wall. 1 run scores. Another comes around and will easily score, and 2 runs across for the Cougars. 2-run, very long single for Mitch McIntyre.
Yeah, one of those plays that you would think, you would assume has extra bases on it because of how far it's hit, but because it was up in the air, Watkins between first and second had to kind of hold between first and second. So then McIntyre behind him has a hold with a single, but it's worth 2 runs regardless because the runners in front of them just had enough time to get home and score. As Carter White looked like he was going to have a shot at that one, but the wind just kept pushing it, and it caused him to miss time to jump.
Ryan Sapedi steps in and fouls off the first pitch. RBI is number 24 and 25 for Mitch McIntyre. Had an RBI earlier in the game to drive in the first run, Ozzie Pratt.
Got to try to get the ball on the ground somewhere. Get it out. We're on the 6th batter, no outs yet.
This is on the inside part to Sapedi, the 6-foot junior out of Las Vegas. Played his high school ball at Power Bishop Gorman. Dominant program that you've seen so many superstars come out of. There's the 1-1 in there on the inside part. Comes from an athletic family. His dad was a goalie at UNLV in soccer, and his brother was a pitcher at UNLV after playing some years at Salt Lake City College.
Yeah, one of those guys with good athleticism in the background. You have a dad that's able to play goalie. That means you got good hands. You got good hands passed down to you, good reflexes passed down to you. And those are good things for a baseball player.
1-2 count here to Sapedi.
I was telling my friend who coaches and his sons like football, and you know he wants to get them on the the jugs machine that receivers love to train on. I say, don't get on a jugs machine. Go play soccer goalie, and you'll learn to catch, and you'll learn to see, and you'll learn to catch in traffic. Especially at a young age before they start kicking the ball really hard.
Right. This one's hit hard over to third. Lou vacuums it up, tosses over to second, and it's a double play for the first 2 outs of the inning.
something the Titans desperately needed to get a couple outs up there, to where we're not looking at sending the whole group up to the plate with one or nobody out.
Cole Gamble comes up. Brock Watkins moves to third on the double play. 5-4-3 from Lou. Gamble 1 for 2 with a run scored in this game. Second team all-conference selection last year. One for 3 on Saturday at San Francisco in the final game of that 3-game series. Of course, the series started on Thursday, played one on each day. That was his first at-bat since March 24th against Gonzaga. So he missed some considerable time, almost all of the month of April. Hitting .236 as he looks at the pitch on the inside part, 1-1.
BYU kind of hanging around there. They need to finish top 6 to make the West Coast tournament. When we had USD last week, I didn't realize it had gone from a 4-team to a 6-team this year. So that gets a couple extra spots.
This one's hit hard into right field. Just bounces in front of Jackson Lyon for an RBI single. A lot of topspin on that.
He hit it on the screws, get some topspin. Jackson Lyon, you know, it's already a 3-spot going on a 4-spot, even though it's 2 out. He doesn't. I totally understand him not wanting to play it into a triple. Didn't think he had a real good shot at it. It's got a lot of topspin, so he plays it safe and holds it to a single. And gives the Tides a force here at second.
Austin Dimming comes up and fans at the first pitch. He's 1 for 1. Was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Had a single in his most recent. Former Gatorade Baseball Player of the Year in Utah. Out of Snow Canyon High School in Santa Clara, Utah. Represents the 8th hitter to come to the plate for the Cougars here in the 4th inning. A 4-run 4th inning. They've turned this from a 3-2 deficit after that 3 spot by the Titans into a 6-3 lead. 2-1 count to the junior. Johnson, breaking pitch, doesn't. And it's 3-1.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's happened again and again, and as the Titans will get better and better, they'll get these shutdown innings next year. The pitchers will be more experienced. They may add a couple arms next year.
This one's hit hard into deep left field. Connor giving chase, and he looks up as it bangs off the scoreboard. A 2-run shot for Austin Dimming. Home run number 4, and his second in 4 days.
First baseman number 16, Jacob.
It's an 8-3 game as the Cougars have a 6th spot here in the 4th.
Yeah, still daytime air right now. It's not dark. It's cool, but it's not damp yet. And that ball is up in the air. He gets under it. He gets backspin on it. You think at nighttime maybe it comes back, but he's got enough carry on it here in the evening time to get it out, banging off the scoreboard like you said. That's a big spot now, a 6 spot. You know, a 2 or 3 spot turns into a 6 spot.
Austin Dimming was a 2-time letter winner in golf in high school, and he golfed that one out of here. Hit it high and hit it well enough. Jacob Rogers comes to the dish and looks at a pitch away, 1-1.
And you know, usually you card a 6. And it's not a good thing. BYU's going to card a 6 here in this 4th inning. It's actually it's put him up big now. And, you know, I was talking to Michael Lorenzen a couple weeks ago when he had his start at Angel Stadium and pitched well against Cleveland. The previous game he had started against Houston.
One misses away.
And I said, hey, what was the difference last week, at Houston versus tonight? He said, getting out to Houston, seeing how short that left field fence is, it got me just a little under, just a little bit worried about that inside part of the plate. Or if I was missing in.
It's a 3-1 and it's fouled off the foot. There's a protective guard there over Rogers' left ankle.
So, guys at major league level, if they're thinking about circumstances, about their ambiance, about the way the field is going to play, the college kids are going to, and that's one of the main things to master as a pitcher, that once you let the pitch go, you're not thinking about the result.
This one's hit well into left center field. Connor giving chase, and this time he's able to catch it at the track for out number 3. 9 come to the plate, 6 cross it as the Cougars lead 8-3 after 4.